with the light, got his staff to do it really quickly after, and the same with the bike lane. It just was never explained to the to the bureaucracy and to an elected official in a way that they could understand and say, yes, this seems perfectly reasonable. It was a regulatory change. It didn't need a whole hoopity-da at Queen's Park, and they made the change. So then we had to go about actually not operationalizing it, but socializing it with the neighbors, because as you can imagine, any change on any street in this city is unique, and it can't happen in another country or another city around the world and happen in Toronto the same way. We're different, or you can't do this, it will affect me. We started canvassing. I canvassed Shaw prior to its first installation 3 times. That's me going to every door, knocking on the door, explaining what we were hoping to accomplish, soliciting feedback, and then telling people what we had to do. But I also solicited the good folks of the ward, at that point, Ward 19 Cycle Toronto Advocacy Group, and I got them to start a petition. I did this because folks didn't want to hear, neighbors didn't want to hear that it was something coming down from City Hall. It needed to be grassroots. People needed to know their neighbors were in support of it. So what we did was they went and did the petition, and every time I went down the street, I had heard Cycle Toronto was there, and more people started to get pulled in the direction of, this is okay. There were still those, to the last day, saying, and my favorite was, I knocked on a door just south of College, neighborhood that voted for me in enormous numbers, and the person at the door said, you can't do this. Most of the concerns were over parking in front of their houses, which they're not allowed to do anyhow, but we got past that. But one person actually said, and I'm not joking, well, what about the noise? And I stood there and I said, and I kind of looked around, I said, how do you figure? Is it the bells? Are you concerned about the ringing of bells? And the funny thing is, she said, no, I used to live beside a bunch of bike couriers. And I eventually just said, like, look, lady, they're not going to be having a party in front of your house. And I just decided I was never going to return to that door for the rest of my political career, and didn't.